with Charles Wahlinford. Today we're here at the Tobacco Company in Lemoyne, Pennsylvania. We've got a subject matter for you today: luxury being a state of mind. You say, StyleCom, what do you mean by a state of mind? Perceived luxury. Say if you make $20,000 a year, you might perceive a $300 watch as being luxury because it's out of your price range. You know, you have the $10, $20 Casios or Seikos that you can buy at Walmart. You might spend your $300 on the devil's word, Invicta or something like that, you know. But it's perceived luxury. I mean, that's what you might think because you see all the advertising on television, magazines for Invicta. You know, Charles, what's your opinion on that?
Perceived? I mean, you have a good point. My only thing is, I don't like to lead people in the wrong direction, and I won't call your watch bad or whatever you decide to do. Maybe it's not a watch. Maybe it's because I was thinking about how that can be in other subjects. Like when I've been on many cruises, and I've been on the higher level cruises, and I've been on lower level cruises, and I guess it can be perceived. The main thing is, do you enjoy what you have? Are you enjoying it? Do you feel good about it and everything else? And shoot, do the people around you make you feel good about it, I guess? I would caution though, sometimes it might be perceived luxury is in your mind, but it might not be that good, and that's where people like StyleCom and myself come in, and others, to help you out a little bit. But I don't know. Just be wary of what you're getting and get some help with it. And sometimes it does suck that you only have a certain amount of money to spend, and that's what you have to spend. And it might not be as good, but if you spent your hard-earned money on it, just be proud of what you have, I guess.
Yeah, well, even with that, you know, to me, you know, perceived luxury, when I first started collecting watches, you know, I had a Seiko. It cost me $125. This was a long time ago. And at that particular time, $125 for a Seiko was considered a lot of money. So to me, that's perceived luxury.
Oh, you're old.
Yo, I'm real old. But, so you have that preconceived luxury. So that's like Charles and I would never knock anybody from buying any type of watch. If that's what you like to wear and that's what you like, no problem with that. But, and I don't think people on the higher end of the spectrum should beat you down because you say you do want an Invicta, and that's preconceived luxury. You see it, oh, it's marked up $800 and you can get it for $250 or $300, but to you, that's perceived luxury. To be quite honest, if you wore that Invicta or wore a Breguet, what do you think would get noticed more? The Breguet or the Invicta? More people see that Invicta name, even though I'm not a big fan of Invicta. I'm not advocating it. But just, it's one of those things. People see with that Invicta watch, or even like a Movado. When I got my first Movado, I had more comments on that watch. Oh, you got a Movado. You know, like it was a big deal. Now, there are a lot of watches out there that are better than Movado, but it's preconceived luxury. Tag Heuer is another one of those brands. Perceived luxury. You buy a Tag Heuer, the average person, not the watch people, but the average person walking down the street is going to know what that tag is. They're going to know what that Movado is. They're going to know what that Invicta is, even though it may be a brand that you're not interested in. But that's when the perceived luxury comes in, because I used to wear my Movado. People thought I had a lot of money. They're like, geez, you got a Movado, you must be making a lot of money. Then I bought my first Breitling, and people didn't even know what the hell it was. It's like, what's that? You know, they thought it was a $200 watch. The Movado got more compliments, and people perceived that I had more money wearing that than I did the Breitling. But I did like that because I don't need people to know what I'm wearing.
Wow, that's a good point, but I think that's kind of dangerous too. Because, I mean, dangerous in the sense of, what is that Invicta or that Movado resale value have?
Oh, they're horrible. There's no doubt about that. They're horrible. But since you're not spending a lot of money, you know, if you're spending $200 for an Invicta, you know, you can lose $200 on a $5,000 watch. You
Yeah,
know,
you can.
I mean, the Brigade Type 20 we both like. I mean, they go from what 12 to 15,000. You can find them pre-owned for 5 to 6.
Mhm.
You lost 10,000.
Mhm.
Whereas if you bought that Invicta or you bought that Movado, say for 1,000, so you lost. Say for the Movado, you paid 1,000 for it. You sell it for 200. You lost 800. But you could lose more going on the higher end depending upon if you pay full retail or not.
Mhm. That's true. Again, I would make sure you check into, do your homework. Uh, if you like that watch, you truly like it, and all you're worried about is what it looks like, and it makes you feel good, and it makes you feel luxurious. Don't let anybody tell you any different, but at the same time, know what that watch truly is worth too. You may have a watch that is worthless on your wrist. You may have that too. Just know what you're looking at and ask questions and do your research if you're really trying to really up the game, up the ante, and things like that. But again, like StyleCon was saying, if you're spending your hard-earned money, and it's hard-earned regardless how much money you make, that's your luxury. It's actually your luxury item. And if you want to compare it to any other place, any other thing you're doing, maybe you're in a place where people can't even afford a Invicta, barely can afford a Movado just to look at one. You know, that might be a situation too. Some people, I not to go make the video too long. I lived in Ethiopia for a little while. Any watch was a luxury watch that wasn't made in China to them. You know, I mean, made in China is written on it.
See, once again, that comes to that preconceived luxury. Depending upon who you are, where you live, where you hang out at, who you hang out with. Like we were talking with a couple of gentlemen today in a tobacco company. I ran into Rocky Patel Jim, and he had his Reactor watch on, you know, and he says he has about, what, 12 or 13 Invictus. And that's preconceived luxury to him. You know, he enjoys his watches. Like he said, he's never had a problem with them. And those watches will get more looks than that Brigade. You know, that Breitling.
They will.
You know, there's no doubt about it. People see you flash. Charles has a nice little watch on right now. You put his watch up against somebody's Invicta, and guess what? They would point to the Invicta and say, that's luxury, and they go, I don't know what that thing is.
That's true. That's absolutely true.
All right. On that note, just remember, preconceived luxury is in the mind. You know, stick to what you can afford. Be happy with what you have. And if you want to do any research, I recommend Amazon. Obviously, they sell a lot of these watches. You know, make sure you check out the ratings that people are giving them before you buy them, so you make a smart purchase for yourself. And as usual, this is StyleCon. Thank you for taking the time out of your day to watch my video. If any questions or comments, please leave them down below as usual. And I will see you in the next video. And I'd like to thank Charles for hanging out with me to make this video.